Hi, my name is Jacob Chosick, and I am from Hildreth, Nebraska. Um, I do have rural connections. I grew up in Hildreth, so it's a really, really small town. Um, and I also have all of my family that is from rural communities in the northwest part of Nebraska. Um, I chose to take this class because rural social work didn't seem like something that I was going to be able to study much more of in the rest of my formal education in the social work program. And because of my rural community ties, it seemed interesting and important to be able to understand better how to work in a rural community as a social worker. I would define rural as first and foremost uh, a small population. That's what comes to mind initially, probably around 50,000 people or lower. But I would also say that it is described by how community members interact, and if they know many people in their community and know what they do, know about their lives. And also, it could be described by a decreased availability of resources like stores and services. Um, so, somebody who I know who grew up in a rural setting, I would just say that's myself. Um, I know for sure that it's rural because it goes with my definition of rural, which is a small population. Hildreth has 360 people in it, and I would also say that going along with my definition, um, the community members definitely interact personally. Basically, all relationships are personal, business and professional and social relationships. Everyone seems like they know everyone else, um, and they would most likely call themselves rural. Um, they also uh, have very few resources in the community, um, but also Hildreth would go in line with the textbook's definition of rural in the socio-cultural aspect of rurality because, uh, like I said, the people of Hildreth would definitely identify as being rural people themselves. Um, so to go on to the fourth part of this activity, the two communities I would like to explain if they're rural or not are Kearney and Papillion. So Kearney, I would say, is rural, although it is a bigger rural town. I think it's rural because the community members are likely to have ties to like family and friends in the area that definitely are from rural towns, and they um, the people of Kearney would likely identify as rural themselves because of maybe how isolated Kearney is amongst rural communities. Um, and also, the people of Kearney know a lot of the other people in this community, even though it is a bigger community. Um, and Kearney still does see a decreased amount of resources, um, whether it be like shopping or just human services in general. So also Papillion, I would argue that the community of Papillion is not rural anymore, even though it was prior to the suburban expansion of Omaha. Um, as Omaha grew and kind of took over Papillion, more resources were available to them, and now as those people have um, moved into Papillion, I think the majority of Papillion as a community would identify as being part of Omaha now. Um, and so that would kind of take away the identity aspect of the community as a whole, of seeing themselves as rural. So yeah, that's it for this video.